Happy solstice. I usually don't get this type of a look unless it's going from Leo season to Virgo season, where usually my hair is just like, what of it, girl, what of it? But it's going from Sag to Cap season, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I was going to do it in the intro, but I recorded just a little clip about what shifts and changes I'm going through personally. The cafe is moving. The multidimensional cafe is moving. And I'm so excited. There will probably not be any shift and change from your view, save I think I'm going to get another chair for you, a different chair. And we'll try different ones on for size, because I have this one, I have a black back one, and then I have like a cute red one that's like cozy and kind of a little bit more like this. So we'll take some votes to see what chair you like, and let's talk about the solstice. I am very excited about this one. I don't know what I'm going to call it just yet, but the words that have come through are mindset, moving on, and freedom is a choice. So I don't know how this is going to go. I have jotted down 3 key dates so basically I'm going to put up the planets for the 21st of December, the moment that the sun goes into Capricorn. And then we're going to talk about the month, which is until the 19th of January, when the sun goes into Aquarius. But this is a God's coddly. This is a big deal. So I also wrote down the 20th of March, the Equinox. I don't know I don't know how we're going to go, but what's most important is that I'm going to talk about the key dates from December to the 19th of January in the season. So we're going to reference those key dates, some key astrological shifts. These will be the dates that I go over in my All Signs reading for Capricorn season. That reading is available in my All Access membership group. You can purchase it as a one-off, and there's a membership group that's just for the All Signs readings for the season ahead. So tons of All Signs readings for you. I think the shift that I'm really walking towards as far as offering more of those is I'm going to have 3 public ones, free ones, and then the one that's in the membership group, we go over like a lot of the key dates. So I have the new moon, the full moon. You're actually getting 4 this month because we have 3 moon cycles. So you're going to have 4 all signs readings publicly, and then the all sign reading that I have for Cap season is going to go over for each sign all the key dates, kind of like what the theme of the month is and how your sun, moon, and rising is going to be affected. So tons of all signs readings for you. There for December, I did oh my God, where's my calendar? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 journal-ish things open. So we already have the new moon and Sag video. I did an entire one on the Mercury retrograde because that's one of the biggest themes for the month. You already have available the full moon in Gemini, all signs reading, and then later at the end of the month, we're going to have a new moon in Cap reading. That is going to be exciting. So, as you know, I don't like to swear anymore. It just doesn't feel right in my mouth. But the phrase that really I wanted to use for this video was crap or get off the pot. That's kind of what this energy might feel like. And that, it just feels like, I'll introduce myself before I go into the images. Hi, my name is Sarah, welcome. I am a channeler and an astrologer. And so I channel through a growth mindset, the lenses, we speak in lenses around here because I wear big old glasses, of astrology. We utilize tarot sometimes, but I come from corporate and I work with leaders, and I'm here to empower the powerful leaders of this world, bringing you into alignment with what your most potent trajectory is meant to be. And so that's going to look different for everyone. So it's not just astrology that we chit chat about, but this is my multidimensional cafe where it's just you and I transcending time and space, having coffee, tea, water, juice, snacks, and talking about, the vibe of the time, It's like called a traveler's tea. It's the holiday chai blend of the Republic of Tea. I think that's the name of it. I'll take a picture and I'll post it for you to see. But so good. It's got coconut milk. It's got some honey in it. is organic. It's not local honey, but it is what it is. And so when I'm talking to you, my guides kind of give me images over here. I have a few different screens, like a bunch of tabs open. So if you ever see me just like staring off into the TISM space, that's what's going on. And so I have really been talking to my guides a lot about my mindset. I've been making a lot of mindset shifts. I know a lot of you are going through similar things as well. And so when I mean freedom is a choice, it means that when you make a decision to focus on something heavily, and that has a lot to do with Jupiter and Gemini. Jupiter's retrograde in Gemini. It's going to be retrograde for the entirety of Cap season. And let's put Jupiter down since we're going to talk about it. Can you see? Yeah, right over here. And so I have in the longer range transit playlist numerous videos on Jupiter and Gemini. And the introduction is called What You Focus On Will Expand. No matter what you focus on, your mind is limitless, absolutely limitless. So even as you are walking down the street, you can focus on an infinite number of things, of people, of mindsets, limitless options. And so with that limitlessness, that is freedom. And sometimes, speaking from I statements, we speak from I statements around here where you're allowed to have your reality. That's kind of like one of the key values of this cafe is that you are welcome to share your opinion, your perspective, your belief system, but speak from I statements. We're not pointing fingers saying like, that's disgusting tea, Sarah, I could never drink that. Just tell me what you're drinking and what you enjoy. Like, that's okay. That's okay. And so with limitlessness and with, what was it? The new moon in Sag, I want to say, where I called that video Freedom Comes with a Price. With limitlessness, limitless options, you can have anything that you want. And sometimes that can be exhausting. Sometimes that can be terrifying. Sometimes that could be, I've made the joke before that when it comes to exercise, and I have someone programmed for me, because if I go to the gym and I have limitless options, I just literally get the zoomies, deadlift for a few minutes, tucker myself out, want to cry, and then go home, and that's it. But if I have a goal in the future, I say, okay, this is where I want to be, and I empower someone that has a more of a skill set of the human body than I do, and I say, this is my goals, then they give me the appropriate exercises to get there, then amazing. I have all the options that I need to get me to my final destination. So kind of circling that back towards our mindset, this is why having a vision board, this is why having longer range goals, this is why focusing on something every day without distraction is so important. Because we can't just, have the vision board up and we put it away when somebody comes over and we kind of hide that and we don't share it with the people around us. We must be proud of it and embody it and become it. I was chatting with a friend this morning who's traveling and I haven't seen her face in months, and she's on a different side of the planet, and we were talking about prayer and manifestation and how it's the same thing. In the area of the world where she is, there's many different deities. And she was saying when you pray to that deity, you start to become like them and you embody them, and your, dress changes and your voice changes and the people that you surround yourself with all changes. And that same thing happens when you are manifesting, especially a paradigm hop, especially a bigger life than the one that you have or a different one. It is not in a competitive way, but it's, you in your lane with those blinders on, like we've been talking about. Many bits of information that really, I feel like Jupiter is a key player for a lot of you. And keeping those blinders on to say, I'm not taking from you or giving to you, like what you want, I want to support you, but this is where I'm going. This is my North Star. This is where I'm heading. And it's something that I talk about in my 2025 workbook. The links are below. I have a workbook for 2025. I have an all signs reading for 2025. I also have channeled messages for 2025. If you purchase the workbook or the All Signs reading, the channeled messages are complimentary. That's built in. And then there's like a one complete package price or complete package that you can purchase. All the links are below in the digital marketplace. And so a lot of what, one of the first things that I talk about, like how to navigate this energy, going from December, going into 2025, surround yourself with winners. Surround yourself with people that want you to win, that will also tell you when you have food in your teeth, that support you, that have their own goals, their own life, their own vision board, their own trajectory that they're going on, and that really match with your values. Some of the other keys that I talk about, and we've talked about it publicly for years now, top 5 people in your life, top 5 values. Know those lists. Have your vision board. Know where you're going. This is full on. The astrology alone, just through the lens of astrology, this is shake, rattle, and roll in energy. This is paradigm hopping energy. What I titled the workbook is we're dipping our toes in the new world. We're dipping our toes in it. We're trying on the flavor. We're trying it on. And it's going to be potent, powerful, confusing, explosive, volatile, exciting, wondrous, magical, confusing. So really surrounding yourself with people that match your values. I'm not going to project my values onto you, but really match your values. If we don't have our authenticity, in my perspective, we don't have much. We don't have much. So that's what I want to say right now. And let's get into, I'm going to put down the astrology, and this is the general astrological wheel, starts in Aries and goes all the way around over to Pisces. So I'm going to put down the planets for the moment the sun goes into Capricorn energy. So can you see? Yeah. This is very, very tippity top of the chart. This is our public life, legacy, career, Capricorn. This is cardinal earth energy. This is solid foundation stuff. This is solid foundation stuff. And it's very, very fascinating to me that, how do I say, the moon, the second the sun goes into Cap, is in Virgo at 13 degrees over here in our house of daily life, health, and practical service. I'm just listening to the guides right now. They're saying that I really am a mirror to a lot of you, where you're walking away from situations that were seemingly incredible, that a lot of people might not understand, whether it was, a high-paying job or a relationship that really you've been in for a very long time, or you're moving and you just moved, or something's going on where this has been coming up a lot for client sessions, and I want to really honor this in a way that, I'm going to have to draw the picture because I've been wanting to. Okay. I'm going to see if we can do this. So this is you, and this is the, end of your life, whatever it may be. And there's multiple infinite timelines that can get you there. Right now, a lot of people are going through this, I made a decision and I kind of wanted to study this thing or do this job. But then a few months into it, I was like, I'm kind of done with that. And it doesn't really jazz me up anymore. Or, I was in this relationship and now I'm kind of done, really quick, a lot quicker than you expected. And, I tried this and it's really not for me. And it feels like you're going down all these little cul-de-sacs. This is powerful. And oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I hope you can hear me. And what my guides are saying right now is this is preparing you for 2025, where things are going to be shifting and changing so quickly that we're not going to have the time to process in the way that we used to process, where we're not going to have weeks of unpacking the thing that happened and really going through it. It's going to be very efficient. Okay, I went down this corridor. I gave what I could give. I took what I needed to take. You gave what you needed to give. You took what you needed to take. And now I love you, I revere you, and we're moving along. It's, the parable that I've given where we know the flowers are going to die, but we still buy the bouquet. It's almost as if like they're showing me like time, linear time in the seasons, and they're smushing it. And these are just parables. But based on the astrology of 2025, that resonates, where knowing who's got your back and who has your best interest in mind, that list might be a lot shorter than you expected it to be, and that is okie dokie. I want you leaning on, and I talk about this in the workbook, but coming to a level of surrender and acceptance with your family, and whether that be moving closer, having a closer relationship, or going no contact, or working things out in talk therapy, working things out in a way that makes sense for you, but really doing the work with them. You could do this in meditation, you could do this in the astro, whatever is best for you, but really coming to acceptance and going through the stages of grief with every single thing that you're experiencing right now. And it was something that came up in my meditations in the past few days, which is a lot of people are near the end of the stages of grief. In some paradigm, in some reality of their lives, they're going through a grief process right now. And I just want to highlight that everyone on this planet is going through something that is so profound and so guttural and so interesting and life-changing that we don't know what everyone's going through. We don't. And so honor that, and honor that within your communications with people. Honor that by speaking from I statements. Honor that by leading with love and just accepting what comes. Because what is meant for you is only meant for you. What is not meant for you might be falling away in your brain. Your ego is like, what? Again? Yeah, again. So let's continue with some astrology. 21st of December, we're going to have Mercury at 8 degrees of Sagittarius. This is wonderful. Mercury is direct. So the full moon in Gemini is on the 15th. That's the day that Mercury goes direct. That's Sunday. And then this, I'm Eastern Standard Time, so this is happening on Saturday. So from Sunday to Saturday this week, Mercury is going to be picking up speed and going direct. I'm just listening to the guides. It's okay for people to not understand what you're experiencing right now. It's okay to shock and surprise people. It is okay to be the one that glitches the matrix, full body chill, glitches the matrix for a lot of people. And there's a few different signs that have been processing, gossip, whether it be, I think, Leo, Sag, Virgo has been processing gossip, Cancer has been processing gossip, whether it's like, that's not a flavor that you want in your mouth, but it's happening it's like you're receiving. I'm hearing like some of you, and this is very niche, this is very specific for some of you, so don't take this as doctrine. Like everything, my disclaimer is listed below, none of this is doctrine. Some of you are experiencing coming out of maybe you used to gossip, or maybe you have a past, maybe you have a whole history, we all do, and now you're receiving gossip, you're receiving people talking about you, you're receiving this like, what is going on over there, like what's happening? And that's you receiving the karma from what you did in an earlier, younger, less evolved, I guess, version of you that did that. And so now you're receiving that, and it's okay. And it's okay. It's very uncomfortable. It might feel very uncomfortable. You might want to lash out irrationally. Aries as well. You might want to lash out irrationally. Do not. Aries, do not. Just back it up. and just keep on walking and just keep on walking. So there's a lot of signs that are going through this. That's exciting, amazing. And I feel as though that has a lot to do with the North Node and the South Node. And I also want to highlight that I follow the mean nodes. So for me, the North Node goes into Pisces on the 29th of January, and the South Node goes into Virgo. The true node, I wrote it down, goes into Pisces on the 11th of January, and the South Node, they're just equal and opposite. So it doesn't matter which one you follow, it's what resonates with you. And I follow the mean node and the mean Lilith, and that's just what resonates with me in my practice. It's what resonates with my clients. So there's no right or wrong way to do it in any capacity. Just know that that's why I talk about it in that way. So this is why it's like poop or get off the pot type energy, where this is at the final degrees of the zodiac, the first degrees of the zodiac over here, and the North Node will be moving into the final degrees of the zodiac. So we're going from the North Node, the head of the dragon, our collective destiny, this independent season in the beginning, the storefront view of my life, where we've discovered who we really are. And that might shift day to day, breath to breath. Again, like we talked about, that efficiency of processing where we can't spend this whole deep dive going into it. We gotta continue with our lives. We gotta continue with our lives. And so that's why when I say I work with powerful leaders, that's you. That's you. Doesn't matter what your title is. It doesn't matter what you have. You're the type of person that when you're at the grocery store, you're in your PJs or your gym sweats, and somebody comes up to you and is like, where's the bread? And you're like, I don't work here, but I have the vibe of it, and I know exactly where the bread is, so I'm gonna help you. That's a leader. It's not about being a boss, it's about being a leader. And the energy of leadership in the new world is potent. It's potent, so I'm here to help you. I'm here to be here with you and to help guide you. This is about empowering you. We must have the tools to navigate this very confusing time. Very confusing time. So let's just put down the planets as I pick them up. We have Pluto over here in Aquarius. We've talked at length about that, so I'm just going to let that be. Neptune is direct in Pisces energy, 27 degrees. We have Venus in Aquarius at 16 degrees. Mars is retrograde in Leo over here. I'll just put it over here at 4 degrees and 44 minutes, 444. Saturn is in Pisces energy, 13 degrees. Lilith, 19 degrees. In opposition of Chiron retrograde, 19 degrees. Who are you? Uranus. Uranus is going to be parked for the entirety of Cap season at 23 degrees of Taurus. Retrograde the whole time. And so Uranus isn't going to go direct until the 30th of January at 23 degrees. So find out what planets, what house Uranus is transiting. I'm going to just move your chair for a few minutes. What angle, what degree it's at, what does 23 degrees of Taurus mean to you? What planets is it making aspects to? This is a big deal planet. This is lightning bolt energy. This is our galactic awakening planet, where this being in the sign of Taurus has a lot to do with our values shifting, access to resources shifting, agriculture shifting. All of these different things are shifting in a way that it might be nothing happened, and then bam, everything shifts. Nothing happened, bam, and then you have a season of bam, 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 all these shifts happening. That's what has been going on for me. And I know that that's what's happening for a lot of clients, so that might be happening for you. Find out where this planet is in your birth chart, what house it's in, and just expect, it's like expecting the unexpected. What do you need to go into the world to feel safe and sovereign and expect the unexpected? Whatever you need. Whatever you need. So this is, the blueprint for Cap season, which will be the sun from Cap to the sun going to Aquarius. But then for God's Caudalie, for this equinox, or pardon me, the solstice, it's the sun going through the house of legacy, through the house of community, friendships, and wishes for the future, and then through the house of soul purpose, healing, closure, and coming home. This is the house that the North Node is going to be going into as well for an extended season until 2026. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This, and I follow the full moon and the new moon, but as far as looking at the moon daily, it moves, she scoots so quickly, so I don't really look at, what aspects she's making, I guess, for lack of a better term. But the moon being in the house of daily life and practical service, the second the sun goes into Capricorn energy, says, who are you and what do you want to do? Who do you want to be in your everyday life? The sun, our ego, is thinking about our legacy, public life, and the moon, our intuition, is saying, where can I best serve? Where can I best be of service to this world? But how can I receive? Yin, Venus, receive, yin, the moon and Venus in the house of daily life and the community and our wishes for the future. I love this. I just love this. Who are you in your daily life? In the playlist, my public playlist, the toolbox, the practical manifestation technique, that could be a very helpful tool for you, where when you're not really sure what it is that you're trying to manifest, or even using that language, you don't even have to use that language, but that future version of you, you're stepping into a normal day of theirs. And you basically paint the picture from inside the picture out. So the practical manifestation technique, it's in the toolbox, it is completely free. Definitely could be worth your time, because the new moon, this is happening on the 21st, and then the new moon in Capricorn is on the 30th. So this season is a beautiful time for you. Also, my astrological starter kit, or how to work with the moon, there is a video on what to do between full moons and new moons. Full moons are a completed cycle, and we just completed a cycle in the house of Gemini. So you might just be digging through the rubble and finding the gold nuggets, wherever that is in your chart, So, all right, let's continue with the key dates that I'm going to go over in my all signs reading for Cap season. So we'll start with the 21st of December, and then for each sign, we'll go through like what the season is. If you don't know the time of your birth, you can watch the Aries, and the Aries is the general astrological wheel. So this could be a lot of legacy. Yeah. What do you want? What things do you want to be said at your eulogy? What things do you want people, one of the greatest currencies, and this is a Jim Carrey quote from many years ago, one of the greatest currencies that you have in this world is the way that you make people feel. So if Uranus is transforming your house of money, values, and access to resources, what are your values? Where can you give effortlessly? What is it that you can give effortlessly? Time, energy. You can support people. You can pray for the world. Like dearest beings, the light workers, the grid workers of the planet, they don't even get an accolade. Yeah. You could be bumping into a grid worker at the grocery store. You don't even know how much they're doing for you. Yeah. There's people praying for you all over the world. So that's exciting. All right. I don't think I'm going to talk about that day. I'm not going to talk about that. Okay. Let's just continue. The 29th of December is when Chiron is going direct in Aries energy at 19 degrees. Chiron is our wounded warrior, the wounded healer. And, Chiron in myth, the centaur, the teacher of Achilles and Hercules, and was a more docile soul within the species of centaurs, which at that time were very volatile and, more equal parts beast and man. And Chiron was a little bit more man and intellectual, and had, wanted to teach and be helpful. So wherever Chiron is natally for you, and wherever Chiron is transiting for you, I would just have a little journal debrief with yourself around that time. And that is the day before the new moon that we have in Capricorn. So this could be, I'm just gonna put that up. So the new moon in Cap, let's take everybody else down. Let's take the inner planets down. Actually, everybody else can stay. So the new moon in Cap, I'll reiterate, the 29th of December, Chiron goes into Aries, or Chiron goes direct in Aries at 19 degrees. The 30th, we have a new moon in Capricorn at 9 degrees. Let what is falling fall and trust it. Trust it. There's a lot of imposter syndrome that's been coming out. I'm seeing that now, and I feel as though with Chiron going direct, a lot of you are being prevented from thriving in situations that you're not supposed to be thriving in, and it might feel like it doesn't make sense fully. It's almost as if you're labeling it as, this is so bad, this is so bad, this is so bad, where in every single season of life, I statements, that I've had to lose everything, what was next was so much better than I could have ever possibly imagined. And there's this phrase that's been coming through. I've seen it on, channelers that I receive. I've given it to clients. I've said it within my own life, where it could have only been God. It could have only been God. Yeah. These paradigm jumps, these massive things that are so beautiful. Let me rephrase. We pray to God when things are, beautiful and wonderful. And it's kind of like the parable of Job is popping into my head a little bit, where take it or leave it. And it's when things, how do I say, we hurt ourselves, and then we pray to God. And when we're healthy again, we say, oh my God, thank you so much, God. But do we pray every day for our health? Do we express gratitude every day for our health? And so when something magically heals itself, we pray to God. I want you to try to rebrand when something's falling apart. What if it's falling into place? What if it's happening exactly the way that it's supposed to happen, and that you're being guided towards a different experience, a different, what if it's so much better than what you could egoically think? Yeah, what if the God, universe, God of your understanding, God, goddess, all theirs, whatever you've labeled, infinite intelligence, infinite knowing, it's everything from, the farthest star in the sky to the air you're breathing in this moment and the telephone that's connecting us across time and space. What if they know more than you? And what if all you have to do is just focus your little flashlight, aka your, awareness, your mindset, on what it is that you want, because that idea was given to you. What if you just say, okay, I'm going to focus on it. And if something in my immediate vicinity is falling apart, maybe that's bringing me closer to that in a more efficient way. So I feel as though we're busting through, especially around the end of the month, this ego, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, and it just feels as though what I'm hearing is that this might be, it's like you had an original intention, you had an original plan, and this could have been a few years ago, a few months ago, when you were a child, whatever it may be. You'd be like, I had a dream to do this big thing. And again, the law of comparison, the universal law of comparison, we label it as big. So we say, okay, I have this dream that I've wanted to see this, do this, whether it be, own land or have a community center or be a part of a collective or whatever it may be. Doesn't matter. And we thought that we were taking the healthy, actionable steps to get there. But the steps we were taking were actually a conservative, oh, no, because I can't do that. It's just little old me. I can't do that. I can't have everything that I want. I can't have all the things. It was a mindset shift that we said, oh, I have this big goal, but I don't think that no. I mean, maybe in 5 years I'll be able to do that. Maybe in 5-10 years. So I'm just going to do the few things in my life that I have control over. I'm not going to meditate on it and daydream about it every single day of my life, which I know as far as manifestation is concerned, that's the only thing I kind of have to do is just, daydream it into existence and then, take healthy, actionable steps. It's basically what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing is that you were kind of like in your Rocky montage, but when you were in the daily life, your mindset went back and like reverted to more human, and you didn't keep that mindset in that environment. Does that make sense? I'm thinking that it's making sense. And I've been talking about this in my membership group on the coaching call. We've been talking about this a little bit, where it's like you're super woo-woo, or, you watch, manifestation videos, astrology videos, you have tarot readers that you follow, whatever it may be. But then when you're in your daily life, you're like, I know the weather, right? Yeah. And you don't express that. You don't express that version of yourself on a more regular basis. You don't become that version. You're like, no. Once I have the following, I'll be able to be, myself and my tarot reader self, or my, more woo-woo self. Once I have the platform, the stage, the abundance, whatever it may be, I'll be safe to be up there and to be judged because I'll have things that keep me safe. This is a big one. I'm going to take a sip of water, and I'd love for you to do the same. This is really unlocking a lot for a lot of you, so I'm really excited that you're here with me. Mirror work when we're ready. Vision boards. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff. I feel the end of this year, and it's the 13th as I'm recording this. So take linear time away. Your entire life could change in a mindset. It's okay to put it down, Atlas. It's okay to put it down. Alrighty. So now we're going to talk about January. And the first date that I'm going to reference is the 2nd of January, where Venus is going into Pisces. Over here. Venus is scooting. Venus is a very key player that I want you to be aware of, and check up on your natal Venus as well, how you receive, what that means for you, where you feel safe, where your abundance lies, what type of, the lens of Venus alone. And so when Venus transits Aquarius, community, friendships, and wishes for the future. I'm just listening to the guides because they really, for a lot of you, so in my coaching call, one of my beautiful clients, was talking about community and how community is shifting in a massive way immediately with Pluto going into Aquarius, immediately. And she made a reference where she was like, yeah, Sarah wanted to bring together community from all over the world. And so she created this space. And I did. I wanted to connect with beings all over the world to remind you that you're not so different. You're not. You're hearing your guides. You're checking in with your guides. You're astral traveling. You are paradigm hopping. You are way more woo than you could ever imagine. And you might be sitting there at the office right now, or, within a normal paradigm, and you can look around and you're like, if anybody know what she was saying to me. Yeah, it's like you're watching the never-ending story right now. And I'm telling you that you are so more magical, way more magical than you could ever imagine. You're just so beautiful. And you're welcome in this world, and you're on purpose. Stop trying to fit into the world that is breaking down, and just be. Definitely join either my lives on Monday or the coaching call. We meet the first Saturday of every month. That's in my All Access membership group. So the links are below for the membership group. And every Monday, it's 11 Eastern Standard Time that we normally meet on Mondays. So yeah, the 16th, the 23rd, I have to do 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time because I have an appointment later on, but it's every Monday we meet. You're welcome there. It is such a supportive community. If this is your first time here at the cafe, know that there are people all over the world that are really rooting for you and that you are a part of this community. But yeah. And if you feel as though, that's something that came up in the coaching call. If you feel as though you have been looking for community, you might be the one to create it. Yeah, if you're a leader, if you're here with me, you might be the one to create it. So Venus going into the house of soul purpose, healing closures and coming home. I like this. This is a stuff-packed house where we have Saturn in Pisces and we have Neptune in Pisces. They're both direct. Venus is going to go into Aries energy and then retrograde right over this area of the general wheel. I want you to find where 25 degrees to Pisces to 10 degrees of Aries falls in your chart. Buckle up. You're about to get rocked. Yeah, we're going to have Neptune dipping its toes into Aries and leaving. Saturn's going to be dipping its toes into Aries and leaving. Mercury is going to be dipping its toes into Aries and then leaving and then coming back, as well as Mercury is going to be dipping its toes into Aries and then leaving and then coming back. This is where the Mercury retrograde is as well in 2025. Okay, where are we? The 6th of January, we're going to have Mars retrograde going backwards into the sign of Cancer. What did I call that video? Power meets softness. I did a whole video because Mars went into Cancer, went into Leo, is going back into Cancer, and then will eventually go back into Leo energy later on in 2025. Mars in Cancer. This is home, my pocket of the world. Safety is key. This is the house of the mother. Mars is our assertive, aggressive, more divine masculine planet where we get things done. So Mars retrograde in Leo, we're surrendering to maybe, I feel like this has to do with relationships for a lot of us. This is creativity, play, romance, childlike spirits, kiddos. I feel as though a lot of people are either surrendering to co-parenting, deciding that even though we're 8 out of 10, we're going to stick it out for the kids, whatever that looks like for you. No judgment, but just giving some options as to what you might be feeling. It feels as though there's an acceptance of where you are. You have an image of where you want to be. Maybe you want to be in a relationship. You want to own a home. You want to be doing things. Yeah, it was one of the only very practical, I don't want to say prediction, but the thought from the astrology is I feel as though it has to do with Jupiter going into Cancer, that people are going to be buying homes, being gifted homes, inheriting homes in a way that people that didn't really feel like they ever could are about to. And this could be Pluto going into Aquarius, astrologically, is an opposition of people that have their Pluto in Leo. That could be death for some people. I mean, just older people that, we all die. So I'm not saying this in a really older people die. So I'm not saying this in everybody's going to die, but I mean, everybody does die. So that could be you inherit the house that was your grandfather's, your great grandfather's, all those different things, or you're receiving inheritances that you didn't really expect. That could be a Pluto opposition for a lot of people. And then definitely there's a Pluto trine going on for my Gen Xers, and there's a Pluto square going on for my millennials. So these are generational planets. So it just kind of makes sense as far as a life cycle is concerned. So I love that there's, astrology is math, history, and patterns. So that could be, but I just have a feeling, especially with Jupiter going into Cancer and, Mars going back into Cancer as well, this could be something that, and see where Cancer falls in your chart. This could be about quest. This could be about actually receiving. This could be a new relationship coming out of the blue. This could be pregnancies, twins and triplets coming in. This could be, a hefty amount of miscarriages and then your child coming in, twins, and there's so many different flip books of options that could bring, but the root of it is safety, the roots of the tree of your life, home, my pocket of the world, safety. And while the north node is going to be in the house of soul purpose and the south node releasing in the house of daily life, that would make sense, where You're going into a sole purpose of being a mom and a dad and releasing maybe old communities that you were not supposed to be a part of because, you know, you kind of shift when you either move or change jobs or become pregnant, and the people that you surround yourself with, it just naturally falls away. It just naturally falls away. So that's the 6th and a lot more that I just said. On the 8th of January, we have Mercury going into Capricorn. I'm just going to take this down. This is beautiful because we've had Mercury in Sagittarius for a little while. I'm hearing the word negotiation. I feel like we're going to be negotiating bigger moves because of the mindset shifts that a lot of you are going through, that there's a few of you are going to wake up during this season, whether it be the quarterly or whether it be the monthly, and just literally have processed something so much that you don't think about it anymore. It's kind of like when you go through a breakup where, you know, one day you just like don't think about them, and then you're like, I haven't thought about them in a while. Like a lot of the mindset shifts because of the reps and the sets of the manifestation. What I feel like, even that's like, it doesn't really resonate to say that, but it's like the mindset that you're working towards, the vision that you've been working towards, you've been focused on it enough that the stuff that you don't want is like, oh, I haven't thought about that in a bit. How cool is that? And this, I feel, could be, yeah, it feels like imposter syndrome, whatever that means to you, where you're like, I'm actually not intimidated by this anymore. I actually feel good doing this. And it's, you know, the reps and sets of maybe you've been wanting to, this is just popping into my head, but maybe you've been wanting to, you know, start a YouTube or TikTok or an Instagram, and you've been taking a lot of videos of yourself but not posting them. And then one day you're like, I want to post them. I want to post them all. And I feel great about it. And it's, you know, it's like when you do before and afters of, you know, whether it be a physical fitness, where I started here and now I'm here, where you're not so, yeah, we're releasing, oh my God, full body chill. You're releasing shame. There's a lot of shame that's being released right now. And I thought that I had recorded this a while ago, but I literally could not find it, and it's because of this moment right now. There's a light language that's coming through to release shame and to help you with the releasing of shame. So I'm going to just channel some light language for you, and let's see what comes through. So you can skip over this if you want, or just sit back and receive this, but this, I'm just going to channel the guides for a minute and just let them. Ristiko arantiki harantora, rantuku skitiki orotopo harantitiara, iaskoto porrateti l'amore tikiaro to corsia harantikora, rantuku kioko shita ratatiankana dopo, lantuku rishipora dia hahanyoko koshko rantia, lampo aritichishaka korantio to la tatiashkanta porantiaka, lantore tiko shiporanto. Very high octave energy coming through for this. There's some pretty big ideas that a lot of you have that might come through when you receive that. I would be open to my offering for you, get some crystals, listen to some high frequency solfeggio frequencies, like above 888 or 888 if you'd like, having a white crystal and a black crystal to kind of like have the as above so below, beginning and end. And I'm going to put together I'm just going to, what came through for me, it was only for me, and I'll put it together because it's something that I thought of many years ago, and so I'm a mirror for you, but this could be very helpful for you. So just definitely like sage, Palo Santo, whatever resonates for you, whatever energy shifting. Like I have 2 candles going right now. It could be just the aromatherapy of candles. Like what snaps you back? What snaps you back? You know, there's a really incredible light worker, Activation Vibration, and she put out a video just the other day. It's like, do some tapping. Like when you recognize that you're out of alignment and out of vibration, just take yourself off the floor, take yourself away for a minute and just sit with yourself and speak light language and just stem it out, shake it out. Do some hands-on stuff. Like really find your center again. Find your center again. And I'll put something together for you that can be helpful for like, where do I even start, Sarah? I'll do that for you. So the 8th, Mercury and Cap, beautiful. Like I said, the 11th is when the true node goes into Pisces and the true node, or the true north node goes into Pisces and the true south node goes into Virgo. I follow the mean, so I'm not going to talk about that until Aquarius season. There's no right or wrong. Do what's best for you and what resonates with you. You can use a pendulum, you can just sit with it and really just follow the node that works for you, just like following the path that works for you. There's no right or wrong, but don't let anybody tell you which is right or wrong. Please, please don't. And so let's see, the 13th, we're going to have our full moon in Cancer at 23 degrees. Over here. I don't know where you're going to be, so I'll take you down. Big chefs. Big chefs. Cardinal energy, cardinal energy. North node shifting from cardinal to mutable, south node shifting from cardinal to mutable. Mother, father energy, house, home, moving job, big stuff, big stuff. Emotional releases. A lot of what, when you do mindset work, is you recognize that it's not like, I was listening to a speech of Brendan Burchard, and I was on his, he's a high performance leadership coach. And he was talking about a conversation that he was having with his wife. And his wife said something to him, which is, what is it about me that makes you think that you can talk to me like that? What is it about me that attracts this type of energy? What do I have to heal? It's not like it's your fault. This is a big, when it comes to abuse, I'm not discrediting how abusive abuse can be. I'm not in any way saying like, how do I say? I've been in very verbally abusive relationships before, incredibly. And I stayed, and I stayed, and I stayed, and I stayed. And so I'm not saying that, I'm not pointing fingers at you to say like, this is your fault. But once I removed myself from that environment and I was safe enough to process, I recognized that I was taught at a young age what love was to other people, and it was not love. So once I looked at that root of the father issue, I said, this is not like what I'm attracted to anymore. This is a pattern, because my inner being recognizes that unhealthiness as what was imprinted on me as a child to be healthy. I'm like, oh, that flavor, that smells like what I was taught love is. And when you start to shift your mindset and you learn how to say no, it's not for you, you'll recognize that and you'll say, that's not what I want anymore. And so we're going to be learning how to say no in a really exciting way. So this might be a little longer than my normal videos, but I'm trying to, and you can come back to it, you can pause it and come back. I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but I want to continue. So the 15th, we're going to have a interesting day, which will be, I don't know where the moon's going to be, but we're going to have the sun opposite Mars at 26 degrees. So oppositions are like full moon energy. And so when we have the full moon on the 13th, that's the sun in opposition of the moon, the 15th, the sun in opposition of Mars. We might be feeling around this time, and definitely in February, when we have our full moon in Leo and Jupiter goes direct. I talk about this in the workbook, that the timelines that we've been on are so different from someone else's timeline. And when we want to share with them, it's like you're not even speaking the same language anymore. It's as if the people that resonate with you, you could talk for hours, you could spend time for hours and for days. And the people that don't resonate with you, it is, your world isn't right or wrong, their world isn't right or wrong. They are both true. They are both honest and equal. And so it's almost like you're gonna have people, this is just possible, that you're gonna have people that you're like, I don't want to yell anymore. And I know that, I'll speak from I statements. So one of my non-negotiables is yelling. Absolutely. That's not a resonance that I allow in my being, in my spaces, especially with my VIPs. If you cannot communicate without yelling, we're just not a vibrational match. That's just without question, non-negotiable for me. And so that might be something that resonates with you, where it doesn't matter if my story is I was in verbally abusive relationships and I was screamed at on a regular basis. I accept that, but moving forward, that's not an energy for me. I have tried that flavor. I've tried that dish. It didn't resonate for me. I don't like the flavor in my mouth, so I'm not going to put it in my mouth anymore. And that's okay. That value will discern the people that I allow in my life. It doesn't mean that the way you live your life is right or wrong. It's just not for me. And I don't have to ingest things that are not for me. I don't have to process things that are not for me. I'll just be able to say, that's not for me. So I think that Sun opposite Mars is our aggressive planet in the house of Cancer, the home. This could be you come from my belief systems, I'm gonna knock you out type energy. Full moon, volatile energy, warlike energy. You could be seeing things crumbling in the outside world. This is all possible. The whole thing has to crumble, the whole thing. I think I can say that, I think that I can pull this together. So I'm gonna speak on a micro and then a macro. So I basically started to do some I shaved all the fat on what I was working towards for a mindset shift, and I just narrowed it down to like one specific meditation, one specific book, one specific, this is the thing that I'm focusing on, and I'm gonna cut the fat of all the other things and just focus on this. Within 2 days, I was moving. I'm putting in my notice at my restaurant job. I'm moving out of my apartment. Everything shifted. Within 2 days of making that, shaving the fat off of the mindset of the, they're all the same thing, but it was like and I talk about this, like my addiction to podcasts, where I'm like, give me more information. How can I process this? Give me your perspective on it and your perspective. I was like, nope, one way. And within 2 days, it was literally like the stage of my life all started to fall away. That's my micro. As a collective, as a human collective, our macro is we're seeing structures, policies and procedures, people that we've idealized, celebrity culture, all of this all fall away. Because collectively, we are taking radical personal responsibility, and that energy, it can't be stopped. It's positive, but it's very scary when it happens. It's very scary when those, maybe structures, Pluto, Capricorn type vibes that we trusted and we leaned on are like, what am I supposed to do? It's scary. It is very scary. But this energy is a choice to focus on. You are the light in a dark place, and you're walking towards the future that you want and you're focused on that future. But there's no end to the path until we die. So you gotta keep on walking. And if you're going through hell, don't build a house, you know? Don't build a house. So, fun stuff. 19th of January, Aquarius season. I'll put everybody down. Moon will be in Gemini at 8. Mercury Cap. Mars 24. Gemini 11. Wait. Sorry. Moon is in Libra 8. Pardon me. Yeah. Sun in Aquarius, Moon in Libra, Mercury in Cap, Venus in Pisces at 16 degrees, conjunct Saturn. Which Saturn is one of the rulers of Aquarius energy. It's Saturn and Uranus. Aquarius is run by Saturn and Uranus, so Venus conjunct Saturn I like. And I love that, you know, when the sun went into Cap, the moon was in an earth sign. The sun going into air, moon is in an air sign. Community, friendships, wishes for the future, relationships, the important people of our lives. I keep looking over at the tarot. I brought the 3 major arcana cards for Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So this is the Capricorn card. The glyph of Saturn on his hand. Oh, and also Capricorn is run by Saturn. So this is, it's kind of intense just with this lens where the sun is in a Saturn run house and then the sun is again in a Saturn run house over here. So this is an intense time of year where we're trying to really nail down some solid things. And this is trial and error. It's like I'm hearing a lot of you are frustrated and that you're just like, I'm a light worker, I'm a leader, I'm doing the best I can, and I try something and it doesn't work, and I try something and it doesn't work. Go back to this. You know? You took whatever you needed to take from that job, that relationship, that season, that home, whatever it was, and now you have more to do. You have something more exciting and that's more blessed for you. I can't discredit how uncomfortable it is, but I'm just offering you validation across time and space that I want you to keep walking. I really want you to keep walking. When the sun goes into Pisces energy for February and March, this is a lot for our mental space. This is a lot for our mental health. It's why I talk about now in December to surround yourself with winners, have people that support you, that love you, that you can call them and say, hey, can you just listen for me? I would also recommend having a shaman, a healer, a spiritual coach, a therapist, whatever that may be, that you can talk to however many times you want. Whatever is best for you is not going to be what's best for me. So have someone that you can check in with, especially around February, March. Just have someone that you check in with. That's it. Capricorn, Aquarius season, Pisces season. And there's also the moon card, so there's Cancer energy built into here as well. Those chains around their neck can be removed at any time. They're big enough to come right off. So when I say that freedom is a choice, is that what I said? Yeah, freedom is a choice. I mean it. When you shift your mindset, trust what comes. Trust what comes. There's a simple mindset shift that I've given before, but I'll give it here, especially with Pluto and Aquarius, friendships, wishes for the future, community, legacy, all the things, which is, and this was something, oh my God, I can't even remember. There was a tarot reader, Christoph, I can't remember his, Christani, something like that this was years ago, and it shifted my whole life, where he said, When you shift your mindset from I trust the people around me to I'm surrounded by trustworthy people, watch out. Watch out. It might not be what you expect. It might not be what you think is going to happen. And then I, at different seasons of life, had added, I trust myself to navigate anything that comes my way. I trust myself to navigate this situation, this friendship, this relationship, this job. I trust myself to navigate what is happening in a way that feels best for me and that I speak from my statements. But when you really want to see what's up, you shift your mindset and your meditation from I can trust the people around me to I'm surrounded by trustworthy people. You can also go back to those top 5 values that you have. I'm surrounded by authentic people. I am surrounded by people with a growth mindset. I am surrounded by successful people. You know, I love it's a Cody Sanchez, but you know, get into rooms where your dream day is someone's Tuesday. Like, surround yourself with people that are more successful than you. Surround yourself with people, take them to lunch, ask them what's up. Like, just try to put yourself in situations where, because someone that's doing better than you is never going to judge you. Someone that's doing better than you is never going to say, don't start that TikTok. Don't go live on YouTube. Don't do this. That's absurd. They're going to support anything that you want because they understand the limitlessness of energy on this planet. It is all your mindset. It's funny. Last year I was looking back at my videos for the Cap Solstice in 2023, and that video was called Money Mindset, where I said something and I was just like looking through, and this was a phrase that really resonated with a few different people. They reached out and commented on this video, which is, you know, the way you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're disrespecting the $100 that you have in your bank account, why would the 100,000 want to be there with you? That 100 is a part of the 100,000. Whatever your 0 to 1 is, whatever your first million, your first whatever it may be. This could also be your content, your subscribers. If you're not playing to an empty live, if you're not playing to 4 or 5 people in the live, then why would the thousands of people want to come if you're discrediting those 4 people that are there? Yeah. If you've changed one person's life today, if you have done, I saw this on a Gary Vee, literally yesterday or this morning, I can't remember which, where he's like, you have community if you have one person. If you have one person that you're affecting, one person that you're paying attention to. Yeah, one person. So some of the most powerful friendships, relationships that I've made have been with the people that have been with me since the very beginning. That were with me when I had not even 100, not even 200, not even 1,000 subscribers. And the amount of energy that we've given and received from each other is so potent. Yeah, I got a lot of your comments up on the wall, and it's pretty special. So I don't even want to put down the Equinox energy. I'm going to, but I'm not going to talk about it, okay? I just want you to see. I just want you to see it, but I don't want to talk about it. Because I've given you so much. Again, fire, sun. You're at 21. Retrograde 7. retrograde. 4. So the sun is at 0 Aries, Venus is retrograde at 4 Aries, Mercury is retrograde 7 Aries, Neptune is direct 29 Pisces, Saturn is at 23 Pisces. That's where we end. That's where we end this quarter. Being able to discern, and there was a great talk. Elizabeth April had her astrologer friend on one of her lives, and I'll put the link for that below. And I'm very new to technology and things like that. We if you've been here for a while, it's not my strong suit. And so the astrologer friend, and I'm very apologetic that I don't know her name, but I'll put the link for the exact podcast, where she was saying, people send me these things. They're like, can you believe it? Can you believe it? She's like, that's AI, that's AI, that's AI, that's AI. And in this AI world, I'm going to leave you with this question, like, what is truth? What is truth? What is real? It's going to shift. It's going to change. It's going to grow. It's going to evolve. It's going to be different for me than it is for you. Very, very much so. One when I said that. And so being able to understand this is Neptune and Saturn will both go into Aries energy. So the volatility and the spiciness of outer planets going into a fire sign from a water sign, look out. Might be some fighting words, fighting energies. And don't engage. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. So I'm not going to tell you what to do, but have your value. Have your values. And follow and lead with love. Lead with love. Love for yourself, love for others, love for your, common man, and know when to walk away. I think that's it. My guides are like, okay, you're done. Wrap it up, girl. Please reach out directly if you are in need. Again, this is a quarterly, so the dates that I'm talking about will be in my All Signs reading. That's in my membership group. Like I said, you can purchase it as a one-off. You can join just the All Signs reading membership group or the All Access membership group, which includes the full moon healing, All Signs reading, and then a monthly coaching call the first Saturday of every month, 11 Eastern Standard Time. It's a really beautiful group, a supportive group. We just get together and I hold space for as many people who are keen and that we have time for. Some people, you just listen and receive and you get the recording as well. So even if you don't show up, you have access to that. And yeah, it's a space for you to really nurture and nourish a lot of your, I don't even want to say spiritual, I don't even want to say woo, but your most authentic self. Yeah, I want you to show up as you. Talk astrology, you can speak light language if you want, you can ask questions about channeling, and it's a really special, supportive community. And yeah, I'd love for you to join if you're interested. As always, please reach out directly if you'd like to book a free 15-minute consultation, and we can find the best avenue, the best product, the best service that I can offer for you. Like I said, and I did a whole video, I'm moving, so this is, 13th, I'm moving the end of the month. So starting in January, my sessions are going to be virtual. And for my one-on-one clients that I've been meeting with in person in Gloucester, I'll come up and see you in your location, not at the studio anymore. So thanks for being with me. I love you so much. Please comment, share, like, ask any questions, share with the group, share with people in your community. However this resonates and you'd like to talk about it, let me know.